Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Somebody right now who should be a damn gazillionaire, should be somewhere there in the breeze on an island, her own island, living her best life, is back in training camp, but the problems persist. And there always seems to be something going on with Claressa Shields. But we're going to find out, man. Because although she's back in camp, we got to discuss her focus, power, and the conditioning question. Plus, what's up with this lawsuit that, could be coming her way surrounding the woman that she kicked out of that Christmas gift giveaway along with her children and embarrassed them, where Claressa Shields came on YouTube and openly bragged about kicking them out. Whole lot to talk about, whole lot going on, but seems to have become the norm when it comes to Claressa Shields. Now, she has returned to full training camp ahead of her upcoming fight with Franchon Crews-Dezurn. I think this signals a critical moment in her career. A lot of people feel like this is going to be a super easy fight for Claressa Shields. What I will say is Claressa should be the favorite because she has done nothing but, like DJ Khaled, win, win, win. But she has also taken it to the stupid in the last few months. And I got to question her conditioning. But don't get it twisted. Franchon Crews-Dezurn has the focus, and she's been able to, for this fight in particular, to put together an effective training camp with more than enough time for her to get in shape and clip Claressa Shields. Because one person seems to have the time, seems to have the focus, little to no distraction. The other one, the opposite. However, from recent gym footage and reports, and just telling you what I've seen, Shields appears pretty damn powerful, physically strong, and motivated with that trademark intensity back on display. But kind of hard to see if she has the conditioning she's going to need. That's the question. Her punching form looks sharp, confidence seems intact, the intensity's there, and the urgency of preparing for a high-level opponent is clearly present. She knows she can't lose because everyone is sitting back here. They're not even waiting to laugh at her. They're laughing at her right now. But boy, oh boy, if Claressa loses this fight, let me tell you, I have no doubt Claressa will jump in a river of man-eating crocodiles, and she will probably become a crocodile-eating woman and eat one of them. Claressa Shields knows she can't lose. Backed herself into a corner, and I don't think she's ever backed herself into a corner. But it's like she's created this unnecessary pressure to win. Because trust me, we've been watching her crumble in front of our eyes real time. If she gets in there and Franchon Crews hits her with the bing bings, and Claressa takes a loss, I don't think she's going to be the same. And to be honest with you, am I concerned about her spiraling out of control? Yeah, but I'm more concerned about Papoose. Better running high, boy. Get the hell out of Dodge, Papoose. Because once they announce the winner by split decision, Franchon Crews, that's where Papoose need to be out somewhere. Gone, adios, all gas, no brakes. Because I would not want to go home with no damn Claressa Shields after she takes a loss. But I'll say this, for Claressa Shields supporters, what they're seeing with her seem to be locked in training camp, that's the version that they want to see. Locked in, disciplined, and centered on boxing rather than online conflict. However, alongside the praise for her strength, a persistent concern remains, and I keep talking about it, conditioning. You can't sit there eating goddamn chicken fried rice, pork fried rice, beef fried rice, shrimp fried rice, crab fried rice, lamb fried rice, vegetable fried rice, fried rice, fried rice. You just can't sit there and eat all that shit and think you're gonna come in and be in great condition, man. Come fight night. You got to put some clean foods in front of you. But many fans and analysts believe this fight will not be decided by raw talent or boxing IQ alone, but by who can maintain pace, stamina, and output over the later rounds. Shields has historically relied on volume, pressure, and mental toughness. You got to give her credit for that. She's always been able to do that Olympic-style fighting, Olympic-style approach in the ring and win. But I'm not so sure the Olympic-style approach is going to win in a fight where Franchon Crews is going to be coming at her, all gas, no brakes, and wanting to prove that the fifth time is going to be the charm. So if the conditioning slips, even slightly, which many of us feel, that's what we're going to see come fight night, that style becomes hard to sustain, volume, pressure, mental toughness, especially against somebody like Cruz-Dezurn, who's known for her physicality, durability, and willingness to grind. Cruz-Dezurn will fight you like a Mexican. Get in the ring, mash up, crush up, brawl, make it ugly, make it dirty. Shit, she may even bite you on the shoulder. Cruz-Dezurn gonna do what she has to do to win. I just hope she don't have no damn wig on her head that's gonna come off mid-fight like it did when she was in the ring against she was fighting that I don't know what that was she was fighting. But y'all remember that. The goddamn wig came to life. Start running around the goddamn ring. Scared the hell out of people in the audience, especially a couple of old white women. They were like, oh my God, what is that? They didn't know what was going on. It's like, first of all, what you doing bring these old white women to a goddamn boxing match? Put them in the first couple rows, and then Franchon Crews with her wig falls off and shit. Scared the shit out of them white women. Is she dying? Is she dying? Nah, she just had a goddamn wig on her head, a weave or whatever that was. But over the past few months, some fans have expressed concern that Shields appeared heavier or less streamlined than in previous camps. Now, we know what's going on because we've been watching. People talking about, this is a temporary phase of strength building. And then others like, it's a genuine conditioning issue. But I think a lot of it remains to be seen. But to watch Claressa Shields wolf down mac and cheese, turkey wings, and then rinse it all down the back of her throat into her stomach with a grape drink. Just not what you want to see from an athlete, man. Oxtails, fried rices, breads. But she has the discipline, so you got to give her the benefit of the doubt to get in training camp and be like, okay, time to lock in. You know what I'm saying? She does have a discipline, but it just makes you wonder. You know, this isn't about strength, you know, because Claressa's never lacked power of toughness, but about endurance. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the question. Because she went live the other day and she was hitting the heavy bag with a fire alarm. I mean, the smoke detector was just going off, beeping all over the damn place. But when she was hitting the heavy bag, she had some power. She did look pretty crisp, but she also looked fatigued, man. She was sucking wind, big time. Look, elite boxing at this level often comes down to who can still think clearly. If Claressa Shields gets in there with Franchon Crews-Dezurn, the fatigue sets in, and now she can't think clearly. I 100% believe if she finds herself like, shit, I'm getting tired, Franchon is still coming. She's going to think about, if I lose, what's her champion going to say? If I lose, what's Sweet Ma going to say? If I lose, what's Punch Drunk going to say? If I lose, what's Talking with Frank going to say? What's Battle Truth going to say? And oh my God, what's 50 Cent going to say? And what's going to happen to my man, Papoose, Papoose, brr, brr. What's Papoose going to do? She has to be able to think clearly in the fight. Move those feet, punch with intent in rounds 8, 9, and 10, the championship rounds. Going up against a fully conditioned Franchon Crews-Dezurn, any conditioning deficit could become a serious liability. You see, Franchon Crews-Dezurn brings a different type of factor to this fight. Franchon Crews is entering this fight as a disciplined, physically imposing opponent who understands her own limitations and strengths. She's not coming to outbox Shields in a technical chess match. She's coming to apply pressure, make the fight uncomfortable, smother Shields, grind her down. Test Claressa Shields' gas tank. People, this fight could shock you. Shock could be, oh my God, it happened. Crews-Dezurn fought with a chip on her shoulder. She understood that this fight had to be decided by attrition, not flash, and she was able to defeat the GOAT. Or it could be like goddamn, Claressa Shields made easy work of Crews-Dezurn. And then she gonna be on that microphone losing her damn mind. Yeah, man, please. I told y'all, all y'all haters out there, everybody want to hate on me, hate on the black woman, black people, they just snatch the mic from her. That's what Papoose may actually, for one time, finally for like the first time, we may see Papoose just on the mic tell her, shut up. You may see him actually say, Claressa, shut up. Just same way they were up in the mall, and she set up her camera and she started eating. He's like, yo, let's go. This time he may just snatch the shut up. Interviews later, man. By the way, Balls on Wheels. All streaming platforms. Because let me tell you, nobody gonna want to hear her, man. Nobody want to hear that shit. But the bottom line is Crews-Dezurn has a good chance to win. Now, from a strategic standpoint, many observers believe Crews-Dezurn's best chance lies in forcing Shields to work every second of every round. But then if Crews-Dezurn gets tired, you can see you can see both of them in there, man, just falling all over the damn ring in exhaustion. But if Crews-Dezurn is in shape and she can force Shields to work every second of every round, she can force her to reset, force her to clinch, fight on the inside, expend energy. This is why conditioning has become the central theme of the matchup. If you notice, that's what I've been talking about. Other boxing channels, they ain't really saying too much about this. So I'm going to keep keying in. Conditioning, man. If Shields is in elite shape, she likely controls the fight. If she is not, momentum can shift late in ways that surprise people. Matter of fact, it may show up early. But the other thing I'm concerned about showing up are the distractions outside the ring. First, you had a couple things going on. The 50 Cent situation. I don't know where that came from, but it was funny as hell, wasn't it? While Shields attempts to refocus on boxing, outside noise continues to hover. Rapper and media mogul 50 Cent appeared to have stepped back publicly, suggesting he'll leave Shields alone so she can prepare for her fight. Some people are saying, yeah, right. I won't hold my breath on that one. Because if you know 50 Cent is the master of gamesmanship, and he'll tell you one thing, he may go quiet for a moment in time, but it won't be indefinite. Some fans accept this as at face value, viewing it as an acknowledgement that the situation has gone far enough. But the smart ones remain skeptical, arguing that 50 Cent's history of trolling and provocation suggests he may reinsert himself before fight night. I would bet my money on that, especially if Claressa doesn't just shut up. 50 may hit her with another one of them funny-ass videos. Next one may be some of her and Papoose dancing on the Soul Train line or some shit. Papoose telling her to get the hell out of here. You know what, AI, you can create any damn thing you want. Maybe some old funny-ass shit, but just leave him alone. But importantly, there's no confirmed indication that 50 Cent intends to escalate anything further. At this moment in time anyway. So at this stage, I think fan speculation reflects distrust rather than evidence. Still, the psychological impact of knowing another viral moment could emerge at any time cannot be ignored. Comes back to Claressa Shields being able to focus, knowing that she got the attention of 50 Cent, and he could come out here and say something that could just create a serious distraction for her. Because when 50 Cent speaks, people listen. If he trolls, people troll too. And the reality is this, look, fighters perform best when their mental environment is stable. Is Claressa Shields' mental environment stable? I say no. Has it ever been stable? I'd say no. So she's still been able to win being in a mentally unstable environment. But I think for this fight, for sure, she needs that environment to be stable, predictable, and controlled. So whether Shields can fully tune out this background noise remains an open question. And to be honest with you, nobody has an answer for that. Now, the one that's really got my attention is this gift giveaway controversy. Oh my God, the allegations and public reaction. Now, this is some serious shit. Like, there's nothing even to joke about here. This thing with Shields being involved in a public discussion, everyone keeps talking about it, the Christmas giveaway incident. The woman who attended the event with her children has come forward publicly, disputing Shields' version of the events. Now, according to the woman, she and her children were invited to the event. They weren't disruptive. She didn't even want to go in. The kids went in and said, hey, a parent needs to be in here. That's when she went in. She let us know her son had been recognized in connection with the Flint water crisis because he was the face of Flint. He was on Time magazine. But the bottom line is, this woman and her children said they get invited to a lot of events, and they were invited to this gift giveaway. Now, it must be emphasized that we got to let this play out in court if it goes that way, because it's just like allegations and competing narratives. You see, no one really knows. We saw a video. We heard Claressa Shields. We're listening to the lady come forward. But I'm going to be honest with you. I believe what the lady's saying. I'm not going to lie, I do. Shields has previously stated her own reasons for asking the family to leave, describing the woman as a troll, suggesting the situation was confrontational. The woman had threatened to spit on her before. Bunch of BS. The woman comes out, says she doesn't know why there's an issue with Claressa Shields. Something about a text message or something with the ex-boyfriend. Bottom line is, the video's out there. Y'all can go watch it for yourself. It just sounds like some bullshit to me. But now it looks like this disagreement could exist entirely in the court, for legal action. But as right now, it's in the court of public opinion. But we're going to see if a lawsuit gets filed against Claressa Shields. You see, these potential legal consequences, it's just not worth it, man. But to know that maybe the little boy may have worried about going back to school and family was humiliated, and All I'll say is any discussion of legal outcomes remain hypothetical. That said, the reputational impact has already occurred. Even unresolved controversies can influence public perception, sponsorship, interest, and emotional well-being, especially when children are involved and the story spreads rapidly online. It's just all bad for the family, all bad for Claressa, because Claressa, again, is made herself out to look like what she is, not very likable, and not someone most brands would be interested in working with. And for the family, because they were humiliated, and the children were humiliated, and now the children had to go to school and possibly be embarrassed and could find themselves being bullied. And that's just what happens when it comes to psychological and social ripple effects of, adults acting like effing children. But I'm going to tell you this. One reason this incident has resonated so strongly is the emotional weight attached to it. Events involving children, charity, and community can carry moral expectations that go way, way, way beyond boxing. Allegations that children were harmed emotionally or socially, even if unproven, trigger powerful reaction from the public. Some observers have expressed concern that the incident may have affected the children's sense of safety or belonging, while others caution against assuming outcomes without verified evidence. But I'm going to tell you the fact that this children, I'm just telling you, man, for being a guy who, I go out here and I do this substitute teaching twice a month just to hang out with my youngest son in school. But I'm telling you, man, some shit like that come out about your kids with a public figure like Claressa Shields, especially in the town where Claressa Shields is from, and there's a lot of kids who like her and love her and all that, and then your kids have to go to school, they're going to bully them. I'm telling you, they're going to say shit, especially out there in them impoverished areas. Those kids aren't the most refined and polished. It's going to be tough on those children, man. So I worry about the children, man. But for Shields, the psychological toll of carrying such accusations, whether you think they're fair or not, into a training camp could be substantial. So here it is again. Shields, training camp, distractions, focus, lack of focus, things we've been talking about for months. Fighters often say the hardest part of boxing is not the physical pain, but the mental noise. When a fighter feels misunderstood, misrepresented, or attacked from multiple angles, it can and will erode focus and emotional balance if not carefully managed. It's just not good, people. The big picture is what we should be talking about. Can Shields lock in? Because I'm telling you right now that she has supporters. There's a lot of people, man, who don't support her. They don't care. They want her to lose. That's crazy. They want someone who's a two-time gold medalist. And I know this on the top of my head. 19 world titles, 5 weight divisions, 4-time undisputed. They want her to lose. But I understand why. You see, at this moment, Claressa Shields arguably faces 3 simultaneous battles. This is crazy. A physically demanding fight against a fully conditioned Franchon Crews-Dezurn. This is what I'm telling y'all. If she can't hurt her, if she can't knock her out early in the fight, once it gets past the 4th round, the fight could become grueling. Franchon Crews could start trying to grind her down. It could become an ugly, ugly fight, and you're going to see some fatigue set in. Because I really think this fight is going to be physically demanding unless Claressa can get Cruz out of there early. But then again, hopefully Cruz comes in shape. You just don't know what you're going to get in there. Then, ongoing public scrutiny and speculation about her personal conduct is the second battle Claressa Shields is dealing with. Man, ever since she came out and said something about Laila Ali, well, when Laila Ali came out and let us know, hey, these are the things this girl has been doing and saying, she has some problems. Shit has gone left for Claressa Shields. Online public scrutiny. Everybody's doing videos. I went and looked at somebody's page today. There's a chick who created a YouTube channel. She has like 22 videos, 7,000 subscribers. Her shit is just about Claressa Shields. She has nothing else to offer, anything on YouTube, except come out here and just keep putting out videos on Claressa Shields. But check it out. She doesn't even have 30 videos. And she already has 7,000 subscribers. So what that tells people is, if I talk about Claressa Shields, I'm going to get views. I'm going to get monetized. I'm going to make money. And I don't knock nobody's hustle. But what I'm saying is, the public scrutiny is real. Everybody is putting out stuff on Claressa Shields. Even on my channel, it's a noticeable difference. I still put out my regular content. I just make an effort to put out videos on Claressa Shields because she's a boxer, and I've always talked about her, not as much. But she's interesting to me. Like in this video, you didn't hear me say nothing really funny. You know what I'm saying? Claressa Shields is an interesting person, man. But when I look at her situation, I just don't think at every opportunity I should be trying to kick her in the ass, you know, even though she needs someone to kick her in the ass. It's just sad to see somebody with this talent just totally, like I said, I keep saying it, crumble in real time in front of us. But when you start seeing the things that she's going online and she's saying, and people coming up in these DMs that she's sending, people start to surface, it's like, Are you trying to embrace the villain role? Is it being done intentionally? Or are you really that Sesame Street to where you don't realize how much you're hurting yourself? But online, a lot of speculation about her personal conduct. So it is what it is. And the third thing is the internal challenge of regaining narrative control and emotional clarity. I don't know if she can ever regain control of anything. She didn't come out here and pick a battle with a YouTuber. Well, actually she did. But that's not the real issue. Her going at cats on YouTube and people on Instagram and on Twitter. The real issue is she picked a fight against Layla Ali. She disrespected Layla and disrespected Muhammad Ali. That's the real problem. And at the end of the day, that's a fight Claressa was never going to win. You just can't win against Layla Ali, and especially Muhammad Ali. She should have never, ever went at them. She should have befriended Layla Ali, listened to Layla Ali, and just sat there, man, and attached herself to Layla and allowed Layla to open up doors for her where Claressa Shields would have been happily welcomed inside, not because she's this very attractive person, not because she's this very articulate person. She would have been welcomed in because of what she has accomplished, what she brought to the table, and because hopefully she would have had the right attitude. So many doors I feel would have been open for Claressa. I feel there were a lot of doors open for Claressa Shields once she finished the Olympics with the 2 gold medals. And I really think what happened is people they were seeing some things about her that maybe some of us just now started to realize over the last 6 months that made them say, oh no, we can't get behind this young lady. I know a lot of people who support her say, because she's a black woman. Listen, all I'll say is black women have it hard. Black women have it hard. And that's a fact. But attitude, people. Attitude is everything. I'm just telling you from my own experience, man. When you can make a change to your attitude for the better, you will be surprised how people treat you. I had to knock the chip off my shoulder, man. Can't be doing that shit, 30 years old, still out here. How far you want to go with the confrontational language? How far you want to go with making people uncomfortable when you enter a room? You know what I'm saying? When I watch Claressa Shields, I'm like, don't get me wrong now. She got a lot of work to do. But I watch it, I'm just saying, how can somebody with all this talent just every day just seem to just keep throwing away opportunities? Because every time she opens her mouth and she says something crazy, that's another opportunity that she may have missed out on. You know, great champions are often defined not just by how they fight, but how they respond to chaos, how they treat people, how they conduct themselves. Shields has repeatedly proven her resilience inside the ring. Got to give her question about that. Got to give her credit about that. The open question is now whether she can create enough separation between her training and the surrounding drama to perform at her peak, and if she can control her attitude. If Shields enters the ring in elite condition, focused, and emotionally grounded, she remains the favorite. Pretty damn simple. If conditioning or distraction creeps in during training camp, the fight will be far more competitive and far more dangerous than most people who don't follow boxing. They just know about Claressa Shields and the Papoose shit, but they don't really know nothing about boxing. Let me tell you something. Even they're going to sit back and see, whoa, what's going on here? Because let's be real. Most people who learned about Claressa Shields over the last few months, they didn't even know who she was. So you got this bunch of, I guess I'll call them boxing casuals who are kind of like, so what does she do? She's a boxer. Okay, can she fight? Oh, she can fight. They don't realize what they're about to see. If Claressa Shields is dialed in, they don't realize what they're about to see. Claressa Shields can get in there and whip Franchon Crews' ass. But at the same time, they don't realize what they're about to see if Claressa Shields is not focused and not in the right conditioning, not emotionally grounded. All of a sudden, the fight becomes competitive and far more dangerous. And they're not going to understand that. Whatever happens is going to be normal to them. But I am telling you, Claressa should be the favorite. Boy, there's a lot going on there with her. But at the end of the day, Claressa Shields may believe her biggest threats are internet critics or celebrities. But history suggests that conditioning, focus, and mental clarity will decide her immediate future. Boxing has a way of stripping away noise once the bell rings. The question is whether Shields can arrive at that bell fully prepared physically and mentally to remind everyone why she's one of the greatest of her generation. We're going to find out. Back in camp, conditioning is her biggest enemy, in my opinion. And it's really all about power versus the gas tank. And Franchon Crews is very dangerous for Claressa, even though a lot of people feel this is a joke fight. You just got to understand, been too much drama before a big fight for Claressa Shields, and that's why a lot of us have her under the microscope. Can she stay focused with everything closing in on her? I don't know. But I do think the fight comes down to conditioning, and Claressa knows that. And you know this. I'm about to go lay my ass down, drink some alkaline water. Y'all keep cool. Appreciate the support as always. Leave that donation for that fried rice and chicken wings. Not that Puerto Rican fish that Claressa be eating, that's Simone. I don't want that shit. In the breeze.